going on, everybody? Welcome back to ICNV Drivers Edition. Today, I'm going to try to keep this video really quick and really short. I wasn't going to address it, but now I'm starting to get a couple text messages and like a couple phone calls actually asking about the information just came out after we discussed this about a week ago about the C8 production, Q4, things of that nature. I guess this has been confirmed that the Z06 allocations will not be with the first set of allocations to come out for 2023. So what does that mean? Maybe a month, 2 month delay. I kind of said that in the last video. But some other information came out, and it was kind of funny because I was actually traveling back home, and somebody asked me, kind of recognized me. It was kind of cool. Bus driver at the rental car place I was turning the rental car, taking me back to the airport. I'll make this short and quick. He kind of recognized, he said, I know you from somewhere. You do YouTube videos? We had a quick conversation and so forth, and I guess he was watching maybe Rick Conti's video or somebody's video. Somebody says something about, and I can't give the credit, but I want to get a credit, but so let's just say Rick Conti, Rick Speed. Somebody says something about overall that C8 production for Q4 was being restricted to Z51 packages, and what was my thought on that? And I had kind of explained this before, some videos way back, maybe like last year or so forth. Not really dealing with the C8, but what I was sitting there saying is that a lot of times when you get situations whereas you get a stockpile of parts, all of a sudden you just release every vehicle with that option to get rid of the parts, or you put the parts into a parts inventory. But when it comes to certain things, let's just say like the Z51 package, other than maybe the rear wing and like the brakes and so forth, I guess you can technically stockpile them in the part department or so forth, or keep an inventory for parts for GM vehicles that may have issues with it going in the future. But for most of the situations, how I would have looked at it and why I feel like it's happening is that they have abundance of parts that they're just trying to push off. So what does this mean to me? I expect maybe some changes to come in the future with the 2023 and going forward Z51 package. I haven't heard anything as of yet. I also expect that maybe they are actually just trying to force the market to balance out. One of the things I feel like is going on with the whole you have to get a Z51 package ordeal is by doing so, GM is making up some of the profit margin that they would get for selling the package. A lot of people have been flipping cars. They've been buying base 1LTs, which has kind of been hurting GM's profit margin. I don't know if you remember back in 2020 or 2019, I think it was Car and Driver or Road and Track, when I released an article that said GM was losing money by actually making a base C8. Well, if you start to look at all the flippers, most of them are buying base C8s and flipping the cars. So by forcing people to actually buy the Z51 package, it helps you get rid of parts, which it seems to be a lot lately that there are a lot of cars getting delivered missing high wing options, which means that the low wings, if they have them in stocks, aren't even being installed anymore. So what do? You're stuck with an abundance of low wing parts. Thanks again for tuning in. Please hit the like and subscribe. Join the ICNV Drivers Edition community. If you don't want to hit the like button now and you want to watch the video to see if it warrants your thumbs up, I completely understand. Also, let's get back to the video. So in my opinion, I feel like part of this whole discussion is that GM is gaining back some of the money from the people that are flipping cars by forcing the package on them. Either you're going to buy the car with the Z51 package and let us make a more profitable margin on the car, or we're going to start moving some of these parts that are probably stockpiling somewhere inside the plant or warehouse that they need to make room for Z06 parts coming in. So there's more than just one reason behind it. At least that's my belief, but you can take it a grain of salt. I don't really have any validated information that confirms it, but that's what I'm thinking is part of this. But we can also look at it this way. You look at me and say, why do I say that? Well, I have a video that I was actually going to release this weekend. I still need to tweak it a little bit, so it'll be coming in the next couple of days, where I was actually going over some information that was brought up to me before about what should you get, a Z51 package or a non-Z51 package. And ultimately right now, the non-Z51 Corvettes aren't selling that big of a difference from a Z51 Corvette similarly equipped. So when people say they're going to buy the Z51 package to hold resale value in their car, it's technically not the case, because the Z51 package isn't even holding resale value as of yet. Meaning that if you bought a Z51 package with my 2020 C8, it was like $49,995. Well, if you buy one today, or for 2021, it was $59.95, and then today I think it's like $63.95 or something for 2022 if you can get one. But my point when saying that is, the package has went up in cost, but when you look at the used market, there isn't a $6,000 difference. There isn't a $5,000 difference between the Z51 car and the non-Z51 car similarly equipped. So the Z51 car actually isn't holding its value. So if you look at it that way, you force more Z51 cars out into the marketplace, it kind of makes it so if everybody can get a Z51, then either the non-Z51s are going to become rare, or the non-Z51s are going to lose value, because why would you want a non-Z51 if you can get your hands on a Z51? So to me, I feel like it's to kind of offset the marketplace, because that helps GM out in the long run. But I could go deeper into that. I'd rather do that in another video, because like I said, I was just trying to keep this one short and just address the situation at hand. So yes, Z06 has been confirmed as is not going to be with the first set of allocations. I saw myself watching the video on our flight that Rick Conti said that they are trying to get 40 to 43,000 Corvette C8s, and I'll just be real with you, that has kind of always been the goal and the target from the beginning of this. If they pull that off, it would be amazing. But even now, they're talking about the Corvette plant is going to shut down production for at least a week. So they're still running into hiccups now that I just don't think is going to vanish or go away in the future. So if that's the case, I don't see them making 40 to 43,000 C8s. I don't want to upset anybody. I'm just telling you how it feels. So if you ask me, I say if they could get to 30,000 C8s, I think that's amazing. I say 30, 35 would be a great target. I just don't see them getting to 40. So without everything going wrong, any constraints with the Z06, things of that nature, without any supply chain issues, if they can get to 35,000 cars, I think we can call it a successful year. I really believe we're probably about 2024, maybe the 2025 model year, before they can really get to normal C8 productions, which then goes back to ask the question, do they still have the same intent? And the intent I'm talking about is that when they first fell short of the production numbers in 2020, they said going forward they would not extend the run cycle of the Corvette C8, nor would they try to increase production to make up for the vehicles that didn't get produced. So at the end of the day, we're now closing out 2022, 3 years of Corvette productions that are almost 60,000 vehicles in the hole. So how do we approach that going forward? If they can get to 40,000, which was the target, so even to say 43 means you're overshooting. But if they do get to 43, which I think GM would love to do, does that really mean that all 43,000 will be in the continental United States? Because remember, GM did promise a lot of cars, a lot of C8s to the overseas market, who has only gotten a sprinkle. So I feel like if that aspect too, they have to address the overseas market, which is part of their concern. Well, other than that, I really want to keep this short. So one thing I want to sit there and say to you too is, thanks again for tuning in. Please hit the like and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That way you get notifications when I release any more videos. Might see some information you want to hear. Until the next video, see you in these streets. Peace.